All right, Roy Potter here, the live stream version of the Potter Expositor. Well, can you imagine that? So there's been a chemical attack on civilians in Douma, Syria. Does that surprise anybody? And who are they going to blame it on? To try to get Trump to stay in the Middle East, to try to keep Trump in Syria. Uh, we are up against some murderous bastards, real murderous bastards that will do anything to continue these unjust wars and all of this craziness. Not to mention the fact that it takes some of the heat off of some of the pedophile arrests that very well might be starting to occur. So, hello everyone. Again, I'm not going to stay on here very long. I'm out doing some other things. But I thought I'd better mention that because I mean, we could have almost predicted it with 100% accuracy that this was going to happen. So that's all I'm going to say at this point. Uh, we are up against some very, as I just said, some very evil people that will kill in order to keep the money flowing and the blood flowing and perpetual war to guarantee both of those. Uh, we need to get behind Trump and demand that he continue to carry out his plan, not the military-industrial complex's plan, not the deep state's plan, not the New World Order plan. But let's do the American plan, the real American plan, not the one that the New World Order and those folks are trying to force upon us. Uh, we need to just step away from all this. It's a very good possibility that, in fact, if the United States can pull itself together and get out of these horrible things that we have been used for, that we could be in for a great consciousness awakening that will separate us from the rest of the world. We've got some really serious internal problems. You can see what's going on here. As Lionel has mentioned today and yesterday about the New York Times article from, I think her name's Marge Goldberg, trying to equate our concerns with the pedophilia rings and things like that with anti-Semitism. How horrible, how disgusting. It just shows you the types of people that we're up against. All right, I'm going to go. I just wanted to bring this up. It shouldn't have surprised anybody. And it's starting to look more and more like, yes, our military aircraft are being sabotaged, probably by some sort of cyber warfare. That would be my guess, as I said earlier. Now, what's the next step? What's the next step? Um, they could do this to a civilian aircraft to cause another 9/11 style event. You see that, don't you? You see that? To take the heat off of all of this uncovering that could be coming down the pike, all of this exposure, all of this refusal to take part in these illegal wars and murder and rape and theft, going after the SES and Serco, trying to get our minds off of those types of people and get us worried about things like 9/11 again. It's very possible that if Trump doesn't back down, that they're going to start taking down civilian aircraft. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. How horrible! But that's what these people will do. They will kill hundreds, thousands, millions, rather than see their power go away. And I've warned about that. Trump needs to act. He needs to go after them militarily right now. He's having trouble with his DOD, as I said before, the generals. I don't know how they're actually acting. I can tell you, I'm relatively certain, no, I'm very certain, that there are officers in the services that are below '06. That's below the colonel and the naval captain rank, that are not compromised. Some of them are because they've been to the senior service schools, and some might have some other connections, but the vast majority of them are not. I am certain about that. They'll follow orders, but Trump needs to do something about that. Seize those units, those military forces away from the Pentagon. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's really what needs to happen. And he can do it under Article 2. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. I got to go. Sorry. All right. I'll get back to you later.